Hello everyone, my name is Holden Hardman. Thank you so much for joining us for another video where today we're watching Avengers Age of Ultron. And I'm really excited. I love this movie. I didn't find out till a little bit later that there were some fans that didn't really like it. As far as I knew, everybody really loved this movie and I'm one of them. I absolutely loved it. Matt, are you looking forward to this?
Actually I am, because Avengers was the first time I was like, woo! I think I gave it a 9.5 out of 10.
Or something like that.
The first one. So this one, I'm going into it like really expecting to like it. This one doesn't have pressure on it, you know? Like, it doesn't have pressure to prove itself, sort of like Winter Soldier. Turn it off. Turn it. I'm really expecting to like it. Yeah.
Did I make it in the intro?
Yeah. Are you excited?
I'm excited. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like it because I like the first Avengers. I think that maybe been my favorite so far.
Ooh.
So I have high expectations for this one.
Cool.
Is that enough cheese?
Yeah, that's good. Matt's been doing his own little behind the scenes videos of these. I'm sure by the time this video is uploaded, I'll put it in the comments pinned below so you can check out some behind the scenes of these. So Disney bought Marvel for a lot of money. I remember in the trailer for Age of Ultron, whenever they could start using more of like Disney's music, they had like this theme of Pinocchio. It was like the first time they referenced anything like Disney inside Marvel. I don't want to tell you why. I'll tell you why after. Remind me. It's gonna be good to see Cap and Tony and everybody back together again for one more adventure. Let's just get into it. Avengers: Age of Ultron.
You got this. You got this, Avengers 2. You got this. You can do it.
Language.
Can we hold them?
The Avengers.
Deploy the Russian tanks!
You didn't see that coming?
We have an enhance in the field.
It's like they're lining up.
Well, they're excited.
Hey, big guy. Sun's getting real low.
I know she was getting him to cool out, but that seems almost lovish.
I see a suit of armor around the world.
Sounds like a cold world, Tony.
I've seen colder.
What is this, please?
Hello, I am Jarvis. You are Ultron, a global peacekeeping initiative designed by Mr. Stark. Our sentience integration trials have been unsuccessful, so I'm not certain what triggered you.
Where's your body?
I am a program. I am without form. I believe your intentions to be hostile.
I'm here to help.
Stop.
Drop it at his feet. I'm like, boom. You looking for this?
How could you be worthy? You're all killers.
Stark.
I'm on a mission.
What mission?
Peace in our time. You want to protect the world, but you don't want it to change. I had strings, but now I'm free.
Wasting our
Did
time.
you know this church is in the exact center of the city? The elders decreed it so that everyone could be equally close to God.
I like that.
The geometry of belief.
Upon this rock, I will build my church.
Don't compare me with Stark! You're Bruce Banner. Right. Don't mention puny Banner. Go to sleep. I'm sorry.
Hi, sweetheart. Hey, buddy. How you guys doing? But we all have room to improve.
Waiting. Running's the plan.
Bruh.
As far as you want.
Oh! Sorry.
I don't trust a guy without a dark side. Call me old-fashioned.
Well, let's just say you haven't seen it yet.
Typical of humans. They scratch the surface and never think to look within.
Not a match for him, Cap.
Thanks, partner.
comfort.
crazy.
He will do anything to make things right. Ultron can't tell the difference between saving the world and destroying it. Where do you think he gets that?
I am on the side of life. Ultron isn't. So there may be no way to make you trust me. But we need to go.
All right. The only thing living in this world will be metal.
Okay, look, the city is flying. We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense. But if you step out that door, you are an Avenger.
Keep up, old man.
Nobody would know. Nobody. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? You and Banner better not be playing hide the zucchini.
Relax, Sean. Are you serious?
You know, with the benefit of hindsight.
Oh, man. That sucks. That sucks.
You didn't see that coming.
He'll be back.
The job's finished. Now I need you to turn this bird around, okay? Can't track you in stealth mode. So help me out. I need you.
You're afraid
Of you.
of death. But there is grace in their failings. I think you missed that. But a thing isn't beautiful because it lasts.
The Mind Stone is the fourth of the Infinity Stones to show up in the last few years. It's not a coincidence.
Avengers!
Fine. I'll do it myself.
Just finished watching Avengers Age of Ultron. I personally love this movie. I think it's really, really fun. I really want to know what you guys think of it. Matt, do you want to go first or you want Jenna to go first?
I actually liked it. I liked it in different ways than I thought I would because it's so much different than the first Avengers. I like the story of them all having to work together, the new Avengers, the twins, how they turn from the bad guys to being Avengers, and I think the one twin actually died. I hope so, because that was a really good stop it.
We have learned our lesson here, folks. Nobody dies. He'll be back. Flash will be back. Go ahead.
It's actually Quicksilver.
Go ahead.
I mean, I hate that he died, but
Yeah.
it was a good ending to his story.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that two Avengers almost died saving one person, but I think they thought it was worth it. I think that was a really great undertone to the whole story, is that they tried to save people, to make sure that they were doing right by people, that they weren't really the bad guys when they thought they were the good guys.
I can't put my finger on a lot of this, and I don't mean by way of I don't understand it. I've been having a difficult time getting a pulse on how I truly feel. I did not dislike it. I didn't dislike it, but I didn't love it. To start off, it was a fair intro. Felt very familiar to the first Avengers. They're finishing one mission right now, they're kicking butt. First thing I started picking up on was the Hulk and Black Widow. I had a feeling something was gonna happen just very early on. Lo and behold, that was going on. One thing that bugged me, Captain America said at one point, he said, I don't even know if I can afford Brooklyn. Why is the superhero that's saving the world having to afford an apartment.
I think it's less about him not being able to afford it and just being like, when I was in Brooklyn in the 1940s, it wasn't nearly this expensive. So I think he was kind of making like a joke.
Okay.
Sure that they take care of Steve Rogers.
Okay, I'm down with that. So when the whole vibranium thing came around, realizing that there was a surplus of vibranium, the bad guy, Ultron, he's got his hands on it, I immediately started thinking, what if they made Tony Stark's suit out of vibranium? And then I started thinking, what if they made Thor's hammer out of vibranium? And
Well, the hammer is special. It's like magic.
All right, shooting that,
Jenna, what do you think?
Shooting that imagination out of the sky, fine. I did like it that the twins came around, holding that grudge towards Tony, seeing the Stark bomb. Like, that would be tough, I get it. Homeboy getting shot, sort of sacrificing himself, that was huge. If he really sacrificed himself, we shall see. But seriously, if that is the end to his character, what a great way to go out. Yes, a lot of honor in that, loved it.
You said the guy's name is Quicksilver?
Yeah, she is Scarlet Witch.
I like her.
Okay. So Hawkeye. I have a real problem with Hawkeye. Not with his character, but just how he was introduced and like he was just sort of shoved into the mix. I felt like they really did him a disservice at how they just sort of threw him in. He said, the city is flying, we're fighting robots, and I have a bow and arrow. He said, this doesn't make any sense. Like, that was so funny to me because, yeah, I like that. I thought that was really good to see him have some humor. Really good. Oh, yeah. And then when Hawkeye said, when Homeboy's walking away and he's like, no one would know. No one would know. Yeah. That was really good. I did like seeing the hammer and the vibranium shield working together. Seeing Cap and Thor work together, that was cool to see. I like Thor. I really like Thor. I think for me, Thor is coming in second place after Tony, and there was a bygone gem moment here. A thing isn't beautiful because it lasts. So good. What that means is time and forever it being is not why it's beautiful. That's so awesome, and that just makes it so much more valuable because it is limited. I think at the end of the day, I would probably give this like a... This was tough. This was tough to figure out what the... I give it a 7. I give it a 7.
7 out of 10.
It's a weak 7, strong 6.5. I'll give it a 7 to give it the benefit of the doubt. I did not like it as much as I thought I was gonna like it.
Jenna, what would you rank this?
7.5.
Oh, really?
7.5, okay.
And the reason why is because I liked Guardians of the Galaxy a little bit more, and I ranked that an 8. So by that logic, that's why I give it a...
Gotcha.
But how about a 7.8?
7.8.
I really went into this movie and the previous movie trying to really think, hey Matt, maybe this really is happening somewhere, so this is reality. And that really has made me be a little bit more accepting of all the magic and all of the hoopla stuff that you've heard me complain about before. So I really am trying to give it a fair shake and thinking, you sitting there commenting saying, what are you, an idiot? Possibly.
You are.
But what if this really is happening? You have no proof that it's not. So that's what I'm going off of. I'm trying to give it a chance, people.
30 movies in and you're finally opening your mind. Just using the reality that's presented in the movie and just trying to use those facts to make that reality what I base my opinion off of and not my own reality.
Because these movies, especially science fiction, they set the groundwork for what is and what isn't acceptable in their world. So like Tony Stark has like this hologram technology and stuff. We just accept that. They don't have to go and explaining how or why it works, but we just know that it works. I think for me, when I get annoyed is whenever they set up parameters of their universe and then they do like other random stuff. Like when we watch Superman, they let us know what his powers were, and then all of a sudden he's throwing cellophane S's and making like multiple versions of himself that was never explained before. So that type of stuff takes me out of it a little bit. Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, stuff like that have done a pretty good job at remaining consistent about what the characters can and can't do. Like what would make me mad if like suddenly Captain America just starts flying with no explanation. It's just that now they're just making stuff up. But they all have limitations. They all have specific abilities that they do that they can use. I can accept the fiction in that regard.
What's New Dude's name?
Vision.
And he's from the comics?
Yes.
I like New Dude. He seems kind of angelic almost.
Yeah. He is very, very powerful. He has an infinity stone on his freaking forehead. He's very strong. They let us know very clearly because they were like, is he Ultron? Is he Jarvis? Like, is he good or bad? Him holding the hammer was very significant in telling us this is a good guy.
I didn't really pick up on that. I perceived that as, holy crap, he's super powerful. So interesting.
You have to be worthy to hold that hammer. There's no way around it.
So Tony is not worthy.
Correct.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense as much as I like them.
Well, none of the rest of them are either, except for Thor and New Dude.
That's right.
I do just want to say one more thing about Scarlet Witch. I like how she used your worst fears and really planted those seeds. I mean, everyone else has these very specific powers, but her power was literally just planting that seed of fear and having their mind unravel, which is, I think, more powerful.
She has some like telekinetic abilities, you know, she can do stuff with mind, but we see her manipulating objects and like using that to like thrust and like fly and stuff like that.
I actually did have a little bit of a problem with her powers. Like, it was cool at first when she was doing the whole manipulation thing, down with that, but then she was able to stop the train.
Wanda is very, very powerful as well. And that's another thing, like the further we get into these movies, they do introduce characters that are just progressively stronger. Vision is one, Wanda is one. We didn't really get to see the extent of Wanda's powers, I guess so with like the train, we kind of got to see just a little bit of how strong she is. Vision, we haven't really seen the full extent of his power yet either.
How do you feel, Holden, about all the God references or like biblical references?
Because I'm a devout Christian. How do I feel about that?
Well, I'm curious about your opinion because you are knowledgeable about religion and you're a cinephile.
It doesn't bother me in the slightest, personally. It almost makes it more intimidating to somebody like me, having him like quote scripture and being like, upon this rock I will build my church, which is Ultron, bad guy quoting Jesus to like justify his terrible actions. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm not one of those types of Christians. So. All right, everyone. That's the end of Age of Ultron. And normally I would feel like this would wrap up phase 2, but we have Ant-Man, which will be the next video. Yay! And then we probably will take a break and do like maybe 1 or 2 different movies. I don't know if they're gonna be outside the superhero genre or not, but a couple of like one-offs. And then we'll get back into phase 3. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like. It helps my channel out a lot. Consider subscribing if you want to see more fun content like this. Also consider joining my Patreon. I post a lot of exclusive content on there. It's a great way to help support us as content creators. And let us know down below what you thought of all of our opinions on the movie. Let us know what you think of Avengers Age of Ultron. I appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Take care.